Welcome back to Cosmic Life Astrology. Today we are talking about the week of May 13th through the 20th, and we have a lot of potent energy ahead of us this week. It is going to be Uranus all week long. The energy is really going to be not just potent for this week, but also it is going to ignite cycles that will transpire throughout the next year. So let's dive into it. I'm going to mention some of the smaller impacts of energy and really dive deeper into the Uranus energy afterwards. So fresh out of the gate on Monday, today, as I'm taping this, we have the Sun conjuncting Uranus. And I posted about this on Friday to give you guys a heads up as to the energy that could be building up over the weekend towards this conjunction today. Because with the Sun conjuncting Uranus, not only is it a rebirth of the Uranus energy, but it is also a very excitable energy. It's, shocking. It could be disturbing, and it's a recharge, right? When the Sun is conjuncting an electric planet like Uranus, it's recharging Uranus's batteries, right? So you may have felt the need to recharge your batteries, but there could have been sudden epiphanies transpiring during this time over the weekend, or some shakeups in your daily routine. Whatever may have happened, this is very impactful towards the Uranus energy. So not only is it about today, the day of the conjunction, but it is about the Uranus energy overall. And this is a precursor to the energy that I'm going to talk about that happens at the end of the week. But as we see the Sun moving away from Uranus, we will see Venus now start to approach Uranus, and Venus will make a conjunction to Uranus on Saturday. And we will also see the Sun moving towards Jupiter, and the Sun will conjunct Jupiter as well on Saturday. Now, leading up to that point, we have on Thursday, the Moon conjunct Juno in Virgo. I'm bringing this up because I think it's a precursor to the energy on Friday. And with the Moon conjunct Juno, we are looking at the details and the depths of our emotions and our commitments. And on Friday, we will see the Mercury in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius. So there can be some very deep transformative conversations happening, some information maybe coming to your awareness that changes what you're valuing. There could be some changes needed regarding love, money, your personal freedoms and your uniqueness, or your community at hand, because Aquarius is about, the people you surround yourself with, your groups. This can also be a stubborn energy because we're talking about Taurus, the bull, and Aquarius energy at play. And we saw this happen, earlier in the year where we had a lot of Taurus squaring Aquarius energy. And that can be very difficult because both energies are stubborn, and Aquarius wants freedom, Taurus wants security, and there can be challenge in achieving a middle ground for both. So I do want to highlight that because there could be something coming up where you're looking at details of, whether it's relationships you're committed to, or friendships you're committed to, or your career that you're committed to. And if you feel that it's not fulfilling you in some way, shape, or form, you may need to address that. So this energy could be pushing you to really address it, not brush things under the rug, have those conversations, Be real, be authentic, speak your truth. And I think this comes at a good time because on the weekend we see energy that is going to bring change. And so it's as if the planets are saying, hey, you know, if you're honest with yourself, if you have those honest and real conversations with others, you can really make some strides and changes in your life. So let's talk about the most potent energy of this week, and that is the Sun conjuncting Jupiter at 28 degrees of Taurus and Venus conjuncting Uranus at 23 degrees of Taurus, both happening on Saturday, May 18th. This is extremely significant because if they were happening alone, it would be significant, but both sets of conjunctions are happening on the same day within 5 degrees of each other. This is very impactful, and this sets the stage for the next year ahead. So we're talking May 2024 through May 2025. This energy is going to make some changes and bring some maybe disruptions, but maybe some sudden revelations or people suddenly coming into your life. You know, we're talking about Venus. Venus has to do with love. Venus also has to do with money and our creative projects. But this could very well be people suddenly entering or exiting our life. You know, because Uranus is unpredictable and Uranus is about change, we can't necessarily hone in on exactly what this will bring in for you, but you can be sure that the change that has been needed in your life will be triggered during this time. I want to talk about when we saw Venus and Uranus conjunct in prior years, because that will give you an idea of what to expect from this conjunction, okay? You will see that as you look back, some of the cycles and the changes that transpired and how they impacted you for a year ahead. And so in looking at how they played out in the past, you will see how this can impact this conjunction and the future conjunctions that we'll see happen in 2025 and 2026 as well. So the first Venus-Uranus conjunction in Taurus happened on May 18th, 2019 at 3 degrees of Taurus. Then we saw March 9th, 2020 at 4 degrees of Taurus, April 23rd, 2021 at 10 degrees Taurus, June 11th, 2022 at 16 degrees Taurus, and then on March 30th, 2023 at 16 degrees of Taurus. So take a look back to what was happening during that time in your life. If you have a chart, it also helps to take a look at your chart and see if you have any natal planets or angles in those degree points, which also gives you more significance than others. The conjunction alone, even if it's not touching anything in your chart, is significant, but when it does conjunct something in your natal chart, it makes it more impactful and more long-lasting. And now this year we see this happening at 23 degrees of Taurus. So if you take a look at what changes transpired in your relationships, in love, in money, if you were doing any creative projects, and if you're in, you know, some kind of creative field, you may have seen some changes in the way you went about your creativity. You could have seen changes happening in your career as well, because we're talking about values. We're talking about, you know, how we make our money as well. For me personally, I can tell you the first conjunction happened in my 11th house, and up until the June 2022 conjunction, all the Venus-Uranus conjunctions happened in my 11th house, and that was during a time in my life where I was going through a divorce. So my associations with groups and people were changing as I was going through that process, and I had to create a new community of people new associations, new groups that I became closer to during that time. When it moved into my 12th house, it started conjuncting some my natal series, which is all about nurturing and unconditional love. So when that happened in June of 2022, on the exact day, I actually met my ex-boyfriend. And so that was a very significant impact for the next year for me, because it was a significant relationship. It developed very quickly, very Uranian energy. However, when that conjunction in March of 2023 happened at 16 degrees Taurus again, I saw a shift in the energy, a shift in the relationship. And eventually, a few months later, the relationship did come to an end. So essentially, the universe was saying to me it served its purpose, and now we're opening the doors for something else to eventually come in. And so I'm giving you this insight so you can get an idea of how these things can transpire in your own world. You know, I very often look at what's happening in the sky and how it's impacting my life. And I always see, you know, I see the themes play out over and over. And in sharing the examples of my own experiences, I hope that you understand astrology a little bit more, so you can become more aware of what to expect. So with this one, unlike the prior years where we saw the Venus-Uranus conjuncting, we have an added support with the Jupiter-Sun conjunction on the same day. And I say that's added support because we see the Sun rebirthing Jupiter's energy. And Jupiter gives us hope. Jupiter grants us favor and gives us opportunity to expand our world and to tap into our higher knowledge and wisdom. Jupiter wants us to broaden our horizons and expand our minds and our spirituality. Jupiter wants justice and fairness, just like Venus. And so this added bonus of the Jupiter-Sun conjuncting on the same day, 5 degrees away from the Venus-Uranus conjunction, you bet your bottom dollar something significant is going to come of this, and it will be very benefic for you. If you have your birth chart, take a look at where this is happening. This will give you an idea as to what area in your life is going to change significantly and have positive developments. You know, Jupiter wants us to grow, and so does Uranus, you know, and Venus wants harmony and love and peace and beauty and all the finer things in life, and especially in Taurus. So we are all in for some developments, some possible turbulence. If this is hitting a malefic planet in your chart, it may be a little challenging. However, overall, the favor and the potential is still great. It's still beneficial for your evolution and your journey. And I think if you find yourself going through some rocky times right now, just focus on the long term, because at the end of the road, it's kind of like being on a roller coaster. Yeah, you may do some, you know, twists and turns and loop-de-loops, and, you know, you may feel like you want to vomit at times, but when you're done with the ride, you usually walk off of it and you're like, whoa, that was fun, you know? So just bear that in mind, because with Uranus, we never know exactly how things are going to pan out. We never know exactly what's going to happen. We just know that Uranus shakes things up where they need to be shaken up in your life. So keep that in mind as well. You know, if you were stuck in a rut in some way, shape, or form in your life, this is going to shake you out of it. And it's going to help you grow and expand your world. It's going to help you, especially with love and money. You know, if you're stuck in a rut of a bad relationship, this is going to shake you out of that so you can be available for a better relationship. If you're stuck in your career and you're not happy with your job, this is going to help you open up for greater opportunities. So it really, it all depends on how this is affecting your chart. Everyone's chart is different and is very personal. So if it is hitting a natal planet, take a look at that planet's energy and reflect on, how these energies will impact that planet, because that'll give you an idea of what to expect, not only this weekend, but what will develop over the next year, because this is very impactful. It is long-term impact. And when we saw the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction happen at the end of April, I did say this is manifesting power, and not just manifesting power for that day, but for the entire year ahead, especially. And, we see another set of conjunctions just as impactful happening less than a month away from that. And this is like adding fertilizer to that very fertile soil that Jupiter and Uranus was giving us for change. So use it wisely and use this energy while you can. Be open for opportunities. Be open for something new coming your way, because it will benefit you in some way, shape, or form that you really needed. I think we saw a very challenging start to 2024 and a lot of slow moving energy that was really more about working on our inner selves and where we need to evolve spiritually and where we need to evolve and heal, right? We saw a lot of Chiron energy at play during the first quarter of the year. And now that we're past that, or we're getting past that, we really have to grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, in Taurus season and go for it. Do what you're passionate about. And with that, I want to talk about the Mars conjunct the North Node on Sunday. When Mars conjuncts the North Node, we're really pushed forward, and it's happening at 14 degrees of Aries. So take a look at where that lands in your chart. See if it's hitting anything in your natal chart. Mars conjunct the North Node is a big push forward. It's pulling us towards what we're passionate about, our drive, our motivation. This is, really a time to go for it. Whatever it is for you, go for it. And don't look back, This is, it's very impactful to use this as a springboard for change in the coming year ahead. Mars conjuncting the North Node the day after, we have two different sets of conjunctions happening in Taurus. We're given a springboard. So take that leap, because Mars conjuncting the North Node wants you to do that. It wants you to take that leap forward. We really are going to be pulled forward towards our passions and our drives and, what feels good for us. When we're talking about this happening in Aries, it's all about the self. This is motivating the self to move forward and to really push that stubborn energy away and just do what you need to do for yourself and to get yourself ahead in life in whatever way that you're trying to get ahead. We have an incredible week ahead of us, a very impactful and potent energy that's going to give us a new cycle for the next year. And we're not going to have this energy for very long. During the summer season, we're going to start seeing the slower moving planets go retrograde, And that's going to be a time of integration of whatever changes are going to take place between now and then. That's going to be a time of reflection, maybe tweaking things that have changed, readjusting things, and getting acclimated in those changes. So use the next month or two, as this is very significant energy, to really forge ahead. And with that, I hope you have a great week. And not only a great week, but I hope that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your world, I hope that you use this energy to do exactly that, because this is fertilizer. Whatever it is that you're trying to change in your world, go for it, and go for it in full effect. Don't hold back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Forgive my dog for snoring in the background. She's a senior citizen. And with that, I will be making more videos. So stay tuned as I make more for the weeks ahead. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, share your thoughts and comments as to what you think this energy is going to bring in for you and how you may see this energy playing out already in your world. Have a great week, everyone.